The attic of the old house had been quiet since the family moved in. The family, consisting of a husband and wife and their 2 young children, had been living in the house for a few months and had found the attic to be the perfect place for storage. The husband, John, had been tasked with sorting through the items stored in the attic. As he worked, he began to notice a strange feeling in the air. It was as if the attic had a presence of its own. He tried to ignore it, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. One day, as John was sorting through the attic, he heard a strange noise coming from the corner of the room. It sounded like a low whisper, like someone was speaking to him. He looked around, but there was no one there. He felt a chill run down his spine, and he quickly finished his task and left the attic. The next day, John was in the attic again when he heard the whispering again. This time, he was able to make out a few words: "Leave this place." He was about to leave when he heard the whispering again. This time it was louder and more urgent. "Leave now." John quickly gathered his things and left the attic, but the feeling of dread lingered with him. He knew there was something in the attic, something dark and powerful. For the next few weeks, John tried to forget about the attic, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. Every time he was in the house, he felt as though something was lurking in the shadows. One night, as John was getting ready for bed, he heard a loud crash from the attic. He rushed upstairs to investigate, but when he opened the attic door, he was greeted by a strange sight. The entire attic was filled with a dark, thick fog. He couldn't see a thing, but he could feel a powerful presence in the room. It was as if something was lurking in the shadows, waiting for him to make a mistake. John slowly backed away, not daring to make a sound. He closed the attic door and ran downstairs, locking the door behind him. He was terrified, but he knew he had to find out what was in the attic. The next day, John asked his wife to come with him to the attic. Together, they slowly entered the room, their hands shaking with fear. As they looked around, they saw a figure standing in the corner of the room. It was a tall, dark figure with long, white hair and glowing red eyes. The figure seemed to be looking directly at them, as if it was waiting for them to make a move. Suddenly, it spoke in a deep, unearthly voice. "You don't belong here. Leave now before it is too late." John and his wife quickly ran out of the attic, locking the door behind them. They both knew that they had encountered an unholy spirit, and they were terrified. From that day forward, the attic remained locked and the family never ventured up there again. They never spoke of what they had seen, afraid to even think about it. Years passed, and the family eventually moved away from the house. But the memory of the unholy spirit in the attic remained with them. Whenever they looked back on their time in the house, they shuddered, as if that presence still lingered in the shadows. What is your worst nightmare or scariest horror story that you would like to hear? Comment down below, and I will make your dream come true. See you on the next episode, it might be your story. Thanks for watching.